Good morning. So, I was tagged in a post yesterday, or rather sent a post via Messenger now, which you can do. So, it was about Adele's weight loss journey. If you've seen her, I was like, wow, is that actually Adele? And I didn't even realise she'd been out of the public eye for about 1 to 2 years. So, when you look at it, I just thought, wow, that's really good for her, right? But the reason they sent me the article was there was a lot on there about um, people commenting and actually saying things like, you've gone against your word, like, what about body positivity? You said before that weight didn't matter, stuff like that. And I think it's a really interesting topic because we're almost saying that we're not allowed to do something that perhaps makes us happy. Because if that motivation, and then we're going to link this in with motivation because we've kind of lost the plot sometimes with this nutrition fitness world. If someone's not allowed to change their opinion on something, which is fine, you're allowed to change your opinion. And actually, if you want to do something different, what made you happy a year ago might not make you happy now. And if we shift the topic from just weight loss to actually let's do what makes you happy, you'll probably find a lot of motivation in that. Like, whatever that is. So whether that's losing weight in general, seeing the scale goes down makes you happy. I can't really say that would. You might think it will, but it's unlikely to. But if being able to walk up hills without being breathless makes you happy, then that's great. If potentially reducing medications makes you happy, then that's great. If reducing blood pressure, controlling your blood sugar levels better, boosting your immune system is your motivator, then great. If fitting back into old clothes in your wardrobe makes you feel better, then that's great. If feeling fitter, being stronger, being able to do things that perhaps you didn't normally do makes you feel better, then that's great. Like, if ditching your good, bad relationship with food and actually seeing food for what it is, being able to have the food you enjoy but not kind of binge restrict is the thing that will make you happy, then that's amazing too. If being happy mentally, like, for example, I know I can vouch for that, like, exercise makes me feel better mentally as well. I just have more patience, I'm better to be around, I'm more productive. And the key message I'm getting here is you do you, because we know that diet and lack of exercise is linked to a lot of different conditions, and there's a lot in the media at the moment with obviously this pandemic, and you've got cardiologists like Dr. Asim Malhotra, who's been very big in the media actually, and he's actually been saying that the government should change their advice, rightly or wrongly, to add in on the end of stay home, change lives, to eat real food, stay at home, change lives, in any order. And I get his point, but real food is a very difficult term to define, because what is real food? But I get what he means. He probably means, and he does, cutting down on processed foods and etc., which, is not going to be a bad thing in general, obviously, with added sugar foods. But remember, there's a borderline there. For example, chopped tomatoes are processed food, but they're very high in antioxidants and good for you. So the thing is, though, how you stay motivated is actually reminding yourself of the why. Why bother with this? Why you want to do this in the first place? There's a lot of leverage in there, because if someone just says, that some of the things are so cliche, they have no meaning. Drink more water. I want to exercise more. I want to lose weight. There's no real meaning behind that. It doesn't really spark any excitement. Whereas if, like I talked about before, you've got something that you want to do, whether that's being less out of breath, whether that's you've got an event that you want to get to. And I've noticed, to be honest, like with what's going on at the moment with a lot of cancelled events, that has had a bit of an impact on my motivation, because I've never realised just how much events did motivate me. Not necessarily just events, but having something to look forward to, whether that's a holiday, and you just want to go, I'm going to be fit and healthy for then, whatever. Or whether that's a race or something. So I was going to do a Spartan race, but that's been delayed. I've never realised before until now just how much having an event, a date, actually motivated me, because there's been a bit of times where I'm thinking, well, I haven't got that get up and go. So don't get me wrong, it is a bit harder, but if you can relate that to the things that you want, and why bother with this? What happens to when you're walking up hills? What happens to the things you can do? What happens if when lockdown eases and stuff eventually gets back to some normality, and you want to, like one of the ladies said, she's like, I want to play with my grandkids more. I want to be able to get to the floor up and down. Getting ready for stuff like that and having them things top of mind awareness can be really powerful for your motivation. Not to mention, if it's a clothes that you want to fit into, getting that item of clothing out and seeing it every day. These are kind of 101 motivation tips, if you like, that we know from research can remind yourself of the benefits of actually doing the thing that you might not be able to attribute benefits to. For example, exercise might not feel like it's beneficial when you're doing it, but the outcome is. And I know it can seem quite overwhelming with lots of stuff out there, but the key thing to remember, and I love this quote by James Clear, it's changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable results if you are willing to stick with it. So changes that seem small and unimportant at first will compound into remarkable results if you're willing to stick with it. And I love that quote. And it reminds me, so one of the ladies, Judith, she wrote a review on Facebook. You can actually look at it. She said in it that it didn't feel hard. Okay. It didn't feel hard, her transformation, losing a few stone. But then when she looks back, she realizes just how much of a mountain she's climbed. And the reason I bring that up is because it's probably because she's done it very gradually, very slowly, really gradually, brought it in and actually changed her habits when she's ready. So change one habit, get used to that, change the next one, get used to that. And yeah, it's slower, seemingly, than going straight into something. And that's fine, you can still go straight in. If someone comes to me and goes, no, I've got a wedding to get ready for then, it's like, okay, let's speed it up a bit if you want to. Motivation's different though then, right? Because you've got that date. So, but my point here is that when you change those habits when you're ready, they're easier to change. And it's less of a, wow, I can't do that. There's no way I can stick to that. Because actually, although it seems slower, in 2 years' time, in 1 year time, 2 years' time, when you look back, it'll probably be the fastest transformation you've ever done before. And it doesn't feel hard. So if it doesn't feel hard, you have no reason to stop. I'm not saying you don't have hard times, but making small changes today is something you can do today without waiting for the perfect time. And you're actually probably going to gain about a year of making these small changes because you'll start now rather than waiting for that perfect time. So my real advice, if you're struggling to get motivated, is to write down why you bothered even doing it, the exercise. Why would you want to do it? Because if you're contemplating it, hey Jane, if you're contemplating doing exercise, eating better, or it's annoying you that you're not, there must be a reason why you think you want to do it, right? So get clear on them reasons, write them down, and actually have them top of mind aware. So I know this is a bit woo-wee, a bit boring, but write them down so you can see them every day. Hope that helps. Have a great day. It is looking like it might be another nice day today. So take care and speak soon.